Good morning, everybody. In today's free pick video, I have a better 20x slip that I absolutely love. You can flex it, of course, if you want. And then I'm going to bring back Nrfi and Yrfi Nation, I guess we'll call it. Got a couple plays over on Prize Picks for those. So we're going to get into it. I got a couple leans for you guys as well, some home run talk, all kinds of stuff. Let's talk some Tuesday baseball. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. It's your boy Keystone. Guys, if you are new to the channel, definitely hit subscribe. I wanted to help y'all out yesterday, try to make my VIP as affordable as possible because I know once you're in, you're going to profit. It's just the name of the game. Long track record. We've been doing this for quite some time at SBAA Nation. So if you're new to the channel, like I said, hit sub. My name's Keith, aka Keystone. I wanted to let you guys know that, some of you probably already know, but if you're new to the channel, you're in the greater Kansas City area or you're in the greater St. Louis area, I got a little road trip coming up this weekend. I will be at Kauffman Stadium Friday night, Royals Astros. I will be at UFC Prates versus Ian Machado Gary on Saturday night with my boy Cody from SBE. And then I will be at the day game in St. Louis at Busch Stadium. I think it's Brewers Cardinals at 1 p.m. start time. So if you want to meet up, have a beer, or watch the game, come and say what's up to your boy Keystone. I will be out there. So quick recap, then we're going to shoot straight over to Prize Picks, and I got the better banger. I'm going to save that for last, but save the best for last. We got really close yesterday. I'll show you guys. So we hit this play on Sleeper. I'm actually kind of heating up over there. It's weird how you just bounce around apps where we'll be hot on Dabble for a while and then couldn't buy a slip on Sleeper almost all week long, and then bam, back-to-back days we've hit the important slips. So this was over a unit in profit, easy. And then this little new strategy with, if you have a sports book, I'm telling you, my reads on these have been incredible. I think this is 4 out of the last 5 we've hit that I've done these alt totals, where basically you're just grabbing like games you already lean under or over on, and you're shooting it up or you're shooting it down. Like the Marlins, this game kind of sweated me out, and then they just got it done late. So, but yeah, the goal here is like, hey, look, if I can pick these right, sometimes it'll be 2 teams, sometimes it'll be 3 games. But if we can literally make about a unit a day, I mean, that's pretty freaking solid just on one little slip like this. That's not counting anything else. So this was a VIP slip that just barely freaking missed, man. I've been chalkboard, it's not the app, guys. I promise you. It's just a combination of like when I said it, bad luck and combos. So like constantly, this is all you see. I go 1 of 2 and then I miss one. Now, I originally was going to go Steve Kwan here, and the Dolo trap got me watching, some of these guys strike out a lot of lefties, striking out a lot of Miami Marlins lately. So it just sucks, man. He just wasn't good enough. Couldn't miss a bat to save his life. This was the play I gave you guys. It basically came down to one poor read, and I think I jinxed it. So we're not going to do that today. I'm not going to jinx anything. And I gave you guys Gavin Williams, and then I kind of walked it back and said, well, that was a mistake. So he ended up getting 19, but everything else checked out pretty good. Hunter Brown wasn't even close. Gossman got a push, which kind of surprised me. He kind of melted down in I think it was like the 4th or 5th inning. But prior to that, it was looking really good. And then Nola got it done. He went over 2. So this was very close. One bad read by me from a 5x hit because of the push right here. So just keep that in mind. You guys got to remember, if you want somebody that's going to give you like a 1.8 multiplier play and they can show you a win every day, that's cool. We have those too. I incorporate them into my VIP, but I'm trying to help you guys win big so you can hop on the VIP and start profiting, every single week with us. We rarely have losing weeks. We absolutely almost never have losing months. We have plenty of losing days. It's just the style of the way I set these DFS slips. But you guys got to remember, when we hit a 20x better play like we did, I don't know, 3 days ago. I think it was on the 17th. So I guess that was about 4 or 5 days ago. Even if I lose a quarter unit every day, like say I lose 10 in a row, like we're still up half that money. And then bam, we'll hit another one. And then the profits just keep going. That's a cycle. It's a long-term game. My VIP is not for everybody. So, Alvarez didn't get a run. He did get his hits, runs, RBIs done. And then Walker voided, which, he probably would have went under. So that sucks. And then the Castellanos, the Phillies just let us down yesterday. They crushed some slips. Soto, had a home run that they called originally, and then they reviewed it, and it was like 3 inches foul. It was crazy. It like barely missed the post. The NBA game really, all these guys just let us down last night. Harden was terrible. These guys both barely missed. I mean, this was a $10 discount play, but you get the idea. You see, we lost a little bit of money on better. We made money on DraftKings because of the book slip. We lost about 0.7 units on Dabble, but then we crushed Sleeper. It all balances out so the goal basically is like, even a slight losing day to a slight winning day, that's a win, because as long as we're floating, as long as our account balances are staying about right where they should be, we're going to hit these big slips. Like we hit a 10x on Dabble a couple days ago. It's already, the accounts keep going in the right direction. So Dabble's been kind of stagnant for the last week. We go up, we go down, we go up, we go down. We're hovering right around that middle point, but all of a sudden we're going to get hot and we're going to smash some freaking slips. So on these Nrfis, you can do whatever you want. I'm just going to give you my leans, and we're going to put them in a slip. What I would like to do with these, I think long term, the best thing to do is if you can find 5 of them, I would just put them in a 5-man flex for 10x. That's what I would do. 2x if you miss one. You can do them in pairs, but you might find yourself like hitting, always having a loser in every slip, kind of thing. So we can look right over here at Ballpark Pals. So this is the Yrfi percentage chance, which they think it's got a lot of factors well beyond just these statistics. If we looked at the overview here, so yeah, we're looking at kind of a few spots right off the bat that have a plus edge to get a Yrfi. So, and there's some spots right here to not get one. So that would be called the Nrfi. If you're new to what this is, first inning runs allowed. So Nrfi means no, first runs innings allowed. Yrfi means yes. So the first one I really like is Quintana versus Hicks in this Giants game. Oracle Park, it is a pitcher's park, and we can just kind of look like at the matchup here. So Quintana lifetime, pretty low walk rate, pretty low batting average. Same with Hicks. Hicks has not been pitching well, so it's very possible. But I like the solid K rate here. Does have a pretty high walk percentage. So I feel like as long as he doesn't get put free guys on base, we have a good chance to cash this. But the batting average is nice and low, with the expected numbers actually being slightly better than what his actual numbers are. So I think that's going to be our first pick right here. We'll take the less on this. Now in this not the Cardinals, the Diamondbacks and the Tampa Bay game, two offenses that have been playing pretty well recently. Come back here, they're thinking it's got a 52% chance to have a run. I really like some guys today in this game. You'll see later in the video on some of the player props that we have on the better slip. But Corbin Carroll's been really hot. He doesn't have the best individual like on paper matchup today, but it's hard to fade a guy like that that's hitting right-handed pitching extremely well. And then Naylor, I really like Naylor today. So if Naylor can get up in the first inning, like if one of those first 3 Diamondbacks can get up, I think we have a really good chance to cash this. Lightell's really been struggling too if we come to this game. His expected numbers are actually pretty good, but this is a different Diamondbacks team, okay? And they're hot right now. The weather's good out there in Arizona. It's going to be warm. And Lightell's been very hit or miss this year. He's either been okay. Even in the Boston game, I was looking a little deeper. I feel like he just got kind of lucky in that game, to be honest with you. And Fadot has a really high strikeout rate against this Tampa team too, but I don't know. I'm trusting my bones on this one, and I'm trusting what the data says. So you can see right here, they got it at 52%. I think we're going to get a run in the first inning in this Tampa and Arizona game. So another one that I liked was this Athletics Texas game. Now they're playing in a stadium in Sacramento. It's like a tiny little ballpark, man. It's almost like it shouldn't even be like legal to play in or something. And when the A's were at home, we were getting constant overs in this ballpark. Now there's a couple guys today that I think it just makes sense. Sorry, if I could click on the right tab. This game right here at Sutter Health Park Stadium, the A's Rangers, 52.7. So we're definitely in the green. And you can look like a little closer, like and see like how they're doing in their last five, stuff like this. I don't put a ton of weight into that. To me, it's like it does matter a little bit, but I personally think that it has more to do with like who's on the mound that day. So they really like this over in the Toronto Houston game. I have very mixed feelings about that one. I don't know if we're going to play that one or not. But we're going to take the over. Patrick Corbin, I mean, the guy gives up a lot of hits. I think Bido's expected numbers are probably not as good as they should be. And then where was the other one I wanted to go to? I think this has a pretty good chance of staying under. Let's see what that one is on here. City Fields. Okay, so Truist Park's a good under. I kind of like Comerica Park under too with Flaherty and Pavetta on the mound. The one problem with that is I really like Fernando Tatis today. So basically, if I feel like if he could get out of the first inning against Tatis, he'll probably stay under. But Tatis has absolutely owned Jack Flaherty. I'll show you guys. It's kind of insane. The Wrigley Field game. I mean, I don't know. I think we just stay away from that one. This Baltimore game, when I first looked at it, I actually kind of like the under on it. So, we got a couple options here. I do think that there's a solid chance that this Boston-Seattle game, now I'm not sure who's pitching. We don't know for sure. Honestly, first looked at this game right here, and I think like Kramer, let's go take a peek at that real quick, and then we'll get back to this. So if we look at the expected numbers in this game right here, you got a pretty low batting average from Davis Martin, and you got a pretty low batting average against Bailey Ober. So Minnesota, the games have been trending under up at that stadium. I think we could look at that one. Phillies Mets, I don't know. I think we'll just stay away from that game. And then Bello, he's actually had decent numbers against the Mariners, but the Mariners are playing pretty well right now. And if it's Bryce Miller on the mound, I don't mind it at all. And then Kramer and Mitch Parker, like they have really good expected numbers and actually lifetime numbers. Pretty small sample size on Mitch. But Parker's been playing well, and Baltimore's really struggled with left-handed pitching to this point in the season. So I'm going to trust my bones on this one. We're going to take the less on this Kramer, Mitchell, Parker. So we need one more, and then let's see what we got here. So this was the most highest favored to go over. I kind of get why, because, believe it or not, Alvarez, who's kind of been hit or miss this year, he's got great numbers against Chris Bassett, and this could be a game where if Altuve gets on base, and it just makes a lot of sense. So I guess we can just trust the data on this one and roll it, and then hope that Toronto can get it done if Houston can't. So this is 10x and 2x. So yeah, I don't mind that. Now, guys, if you're new to my channel, I won so much freaking money on Prizepicks 2 college football and NFL seasons ago that they literally limit me per play. So if I wanted to put like say a half unit down on this, let's make sure I got enough. Yeah, I only got $70 in here because I never use Prizepicks hardly anymore because they limit me. You can see what it says. Maximum lineups are $5 right now. So that's all they'll let you get your boy down. So we'll 10x this right here. I feel good about it. That's going to be the free Prizepicks slip. Now, before we get into the better slip, I want to let you guys know. Put a deal up yesterday, and I said 24 hours. So today we'll close it down. I'll just give you guys to like 5 p.m. or until they run out, because I'm pretty sure they will today. Going to get in front of a new audience of people, and definitely on like some other social media apps. I'm going to be pushing this today. So there's 6 left. I'm going to restock this. So it's 10. 10 is the golden number. This is the week price. So what I usually charge for a week. You see the sleepers play today. It pretty much paid for a full week of picks. Now it's all profit from here. But the weekly or the monthly price, I have it at $55 right now. Now, the significance of this is once you pay this price, that's like $1.60 a day. It literally pays for itself. Usually this will probably pay for itself literally in a day or two, depending on how much you're betting. If we get hot, it might pay for itself right away. Most likely, I would say the first couple days. We can get a cold streak. I'm almost certain it will pay for itself within the first week, even if you're betting like $5 a slip, okay? But the significance of this $55 month pass is once you're in on this price, when I raise it back up to $297, this is what you're always going to pay as long as you don't cancel your plan. You could literally ride out, if you're just an MLB bettor, you could ride out the MLB season with us at $55 a month. Like I said, it's like $1.60 a day, practically nothing. It literally pays for itself, ladies and gentlemen. So there's going to be 10 of these left. Don't hesitate. They'll probably go pretty quick. I am a little surprised. I'm not going to lie to you that these did not go yesterday. So I put 25 up. Looks like 19 people got on board. So take advantage. I'm telling you guys, worst case scenario, you don't like it. Somehow we didn't profit for the month. Guess what? You can always cancel, and you tried it for 55 bucks, but you're going to love it. I promise. Once you're in, you're going to freaking love it. And it, like I said, it pays for itself. This is a great week to sign up because your boy is about to load 10 grand into Hard Rock Bet. And I'm going to that UFC fight night, and I'm going to Kauffman Stadium. And when I go on little road trips like this, not only do I like to have fun, but I set my bets before, especially because if I start sipping some alcohol, I don't want to do anything crazy. The cool thing about Kansas City, I'm babbling on a little bit, but the cool thing about Kansas City is I can only use a few DFS apps in there. I think like Underdog's one of them. So I could definitely like set some Underdog slips while I'm at the UFC event and at Kauffman Stadium. But my plan is to set most of my sportsbook plays that like before, especially for UFC. I'll have almost everything done. And then on Saturday morning, once I get up and, hang out or whatever, maybe have a mimosa with some breakfast or something at the bar at the hotel I'm staying at. Sick place, by the way, downtown Kansas City. I'm pretty excited. Got myself a suite. I'm really looking forward to this trip. I need a road trip in my life. I miss being out there. But from right where I'm at in the hotel, it's literally like, I don't know, a 6-minute drive to the Kansas state line. So if I want to add any more sportsbook plays Saturday, I have that option. And I can also set some DFS slips as well, which I'll do for the VIP. I'll head over there and we'll get some slips set for Saturday as well. So take advantage. Let's go talk about the better slip. Now, guys, I want to show you something. This is sick. All right. I love this play today. It's probably one of my favorite I've set in a while. I had a hard time finding that fifth guy because there's two dudes I really liked. So I'm going to have exposure to the other guy in another slip. I finally settled on one. I hope I'm right about this. Now, Better has the best sign-up offer in the game. You want to wait and really tell me something like on UFC or something on Saturday, that's up to you. But I love this slip today. It's literally a no-risk bet. So if you got the cash and you want to say, fuck it, I'm going to ride with Keystone today. I just hit one of these like 3 days ago. Okay. I just hit one 3 days ago. Your first entry is on them, win or lose, up to $250. Okay. So if you look right here, this is the state of Kansas. You can see the state of Missouri. Kansas City's like right there. So it's a quick drive. I can go right over here. I can set some better plays. I'm going to have some better slips for us for UFC. But if you sign up with promo code Keith, you get that deal. Okay. There's a link below. It'll do all the work for you. And I wanted to say, in a peer-to-peer state like I'm in, I think Kansas is too, you cannot do what's called dynamic, which is a flex play, like on Prizepicks, like we just said. Okay. But so I have to go all in. That's why I play quarter units on these. So I put 25 bucks. You'll see the slip to win $500. Just hit one 3 days ago. But if I was new to the app, I would put 250 on this to win 2,500, and I would flex it if I had the ability to. If I couldn't flex this, I'd probably just try to play it a little safer and maybe hit a 2-pick for like $1,000 total. But if you flex this play and it goes 5 of 5, and I'm right, and we hit another one in 4 days' time, this is going to pay you $2,500, 10 extra money plus the 250 from Better. So you're going to get $2,750 total. If it goes 4 out of 5, you're going to get $625 back on your wager plus 250 from Better for a total of $875. Nice little profiteering right there. And then, God forbid, if I'm wrong and we go 3 of 5, you're going to get your 250 back from Better. It is a no-brainer. Guys, if you are one of these guys that is serious about profiting, you have to get on all the DFS apps. You have to have them because every day we go around and we scan the market. Okay. That's all I literally do. I go look for discrepancies and misplaced lines. And sometimes Better makes mistakes. They've made plenty of mistakes. I think they made some mistakes on this slip. So let's get into it. Play number 1 is going to be Steve Kwan. This guy's been absolutely nuclear. He gets a righty on the mound today. So if we come back over here to Ballpark, pal, I already have this one pulled up. This is a 10 extreme advantage for Kwan. It's a B overall. The model projection has Kwan reaching base at a 40% chance, which is a little bit higher than his typical expectations, and it's 6.2% higher than other batters facing Warren. This is a little breakdown of him versus right-handed pitching. So He is better versus righties. I already knew this. That's why I was looking at him. He's literally batting like 360, 370 on the season against right-handed pitching. And Will Warren is a right-handed with a horizontal release towards the third base side. Kwon has a grade A versus this particular release point. If we look at the actual pitching arsenal of Will Warren, throws a lot of four-seam fastballs. Kwon, very good. B+ matchup. This factors in a ton of data, all the next-gen stuff, so just keep that in mind. Throws a decent amount of sliders. Kwon also has a solid matchup versus the slider. Throws a couple of, I like to call them sinkers. Basically a version of a fastball that just kind of dips at the very end. Some people call it a two-seam. This is a good pitch for Kwon to hit, and this is the number of times he's throwing these. And then if he gets an off-speed pitch, he's probably going to slap a little single out in the freaking right field. So this is a good spot for Kwon. Let's move on to the next slip, or the next guy. This guy I'm going to put on the thumbnail, 100%. Tatis, let me go show you guys real quick about Fernando freaking Tatis Jr. today. This is about as good of a green light spot as you will ever see in Major League Baseball. Okay, he's faced him 13 plate appearances. Okay, so 2 walks. Looks like he must have got hit by a pitch or something, or grounded into a fielder's choice. I don't know what happened. But and let's just say in the 10 at-bats, right? Not counting the walks, 7 hits. 7. And guess what? 6 of them have gone from freaking extra base hits. 4 doubles, 2 home runs. Okay? If we come back here and we look at, let's go to the park factors. Let's see if we have any kind of edge over here today in that stadium. So the wind is kind of coming in and sideways. So the home run factor is not there today. But if a guy was going to hit it, it'd probably be a right-handed hitter to left fields. So Tatis makes a hell of a lot of sense today. Like I showed you the track record against Jack Flaherty. It's like one of the best. I mean, it really is just actually insane, like how good of a spot this is. If we come back over here to Ballpark Pal matchups and we hit this right here, you'll see you'll see something I kind of noticed here. So Steve Kwan's right here. He's got a good 10 of 10 matchup here. Tatis, same thing. If we click on him real quick, this is an extreme matchup advantage for Tatis. So 36% chance of reaching base, 2.6% higher. Okay, we know all that stuff. Tatis is better versus right-handed pitching. Flaherty is right-handed with a horizontal release toward the third base side. Tatis has a A+ grade versus this particular release point. If you look at, Jack Flaherty's kind of a 3-trick pony. Okay, he throws a lot of four-seam fastballs, almost 50% of his pitches. Tatis is slaughtering four-seam fastballs this year. He's absolutely going nuclear against them. I still like, I don't care what those conditions said about the home runs. I think there's a shot for this today. And then the slider, he's absolutely destroying this pitch too. And then he'll mix in a couple knuckle curves. Not enough data point to really show us that, but I'm expecting a lot of these 2 pitches. And yeah, this is a awesome spot to back Tatis Jr. So we took the 1.5 total bases. Some of Flaherty's numbers against his teammates are actually pretty solid. So I kind of like this over the 2.5 hits, runs, RBIs today. So that way it's just on him. Like if he slaps a double, we win. If he slaps 2 singles, we win. Triple or home run, we win. Okay. So let's move on. The next one. Now I was debating between Naylor and Corbin Carroll here, and they've both been really hot. So if we come back over here, you can see that, where is he? Jose Ramirez. You can see that Naylor has a 8 matchup. So it's not quite as good as the rest of these guys, but it's still considered a strong advantage for Josh Naylor. Same thing, it's a lot of release point stuff. Lytell's throwing a slider 38% of the time. Naylor has an A- grade against that slider, which is his most dominant pitch. And then also he's throwing a ton of four-seam fastballs. So this is just a really good spot for these 2 pitches. He may get a few of these mixed in, and you can see he's hitting these as well. So there's not much else to say. Naylor's been freaking hot. I like backing him at home today. We like the run in the first inning. We mentioned that. So yeah, we're gonna make that the 3rd pick in this slip. We're gonna take him over 1.5 hits, runs, RBIs, and if he hits a home run, then he gets that done all by himself. So let's move on to the next pick. We're going to take Bobby freaking Baseball. Now, I'm super excited to see this guy play on Friday night. The pitching matchup, we'll see who it is, but it looked okay. I think it was like Lugo versus Wojcinski. But today, I absolutely love Bobby Baseball. Now, he's gone over 1.5 total bases in 4 of his last 5 home games. Now, he's getting a righty today, and it's Ryan Felter, who is kind of a mixed bag. So if we come back right here, and we look at the matchups. So we have Bobby Witt, we have Tatis, and we have Quan, and then right down here was Josh Naylor. So Bobby Baseball is got a really good spot today to get an extra base hit. You can see this rating 47. That's the highest on the board. So we're going to take him for 1.5 bases. And then Tatis is actually the second highest to get an extra base hit. So that we're in a really good spot here today. The data's checking out. If we look at this matchup here, it's a B plus matchup, but it still says a 10 out of 10 extreme matchup for Bobby Baseball. So if we come and look down here at this release point data, Feltner's throwing a 4-seam fastball. Over a third of the time, Bobby Witt has a B grade against right-handed 4-seamers this season. If he's lucky enough to see a couple sliders or sinkers, he's going to slap a extra base hit. I'm telling you. He may just see 4-seam fastballs against, these guys always mix up their pitch counts. You can't just keep throwing the same pitch over and over and over. But look at the grade right here. If he gets an off-speed pitch, he's absolutely going to take it. If he gets a changeup or a curve, and then these slider and then the sinker, he's crushing these pitches as well. This is a green light spot. I love Bobby freaking Baseball today. Like I said, he's gone over this 4 of his last 5 home games, guys. Okay, so the final pick is Kyle Tucker over 1.5 hits, runs, RBIs. Now, guys, I debated between a couple other dudes here, and I was originally looking at Rooker, and then I was like, and then I was looking at Corey Seager in that same game. And I do like Seager a lot. I'll have some exposure to him today, but we're going to roll Kyle Tucker here. He's already faced this Dodgers team quite a few. I'll actually pull him up on Outlier real quick. I was looking at a couple other guys here. So let's pull up Kyle Tucker. And I want to show you guys something. We're going to take him over hits, runs, RBIs. So, it's kind of a mixed bag. The last 10 or so, about a 50% hit rate, 60% on the last 5. Did not get it done in his last game. But I think this is a good spot to back him at home. Head-to-head, he likes playing the Dodgers. So, these are the last 2. And then he's actually lifetime against this guy. He's 0 for 2, but I just think this is a good spot. He's batting really well off right-handed pitching this season. And we'll go back over here to Ballpark Pal, and we'll check out Kyle Tucker. You can see he's got a great matchup on the board too. I also considered Byron Buxton. I looked at him. He's a guy, though, when I bet on him, he always does the opposite. So I wanted to get him out. The rest of these guys have been reliable for me. So Kyle Tucker today has a pretty solid matchup, 10 out of 10. I don't know why there's no data here, but he hits about the same versus righty and lefty. May is right-handed with a horizontal release towards the third base side. Tucker has an A- grade versus this release point. The pitch type really checked out. A lot of sinkers, 2-seam fastballs. Tucker destroys this pitch, okay? And then if he gets a curve in there, A-. If he gets some 4-seam fastballs. So he's hitting the 2 fastballs really well, A grades. And then even the cutter, which I guess you could say is kind of a version of a fastball as well. That's a C grade. So that's 21% of his time. He's going to face a lot of 2-seam fastballs from Dustin May. And May throwing a sinker 42% of the time. Kyle Tucker has an A grade against it. So it's a green light spot. I do think that the wind was blowing out today. If we come back here and look, it didn't really show, like it was blowing straight out to center, but it didn't really have a boost for home runs, which is kind of surprising. But I don't know. Let's see if Kyle Tucker can smack us a freaking homer today at Wrigley Fields. Now, let's see if I can make this any smaller. Okay, I can't, but that's your play. So it's 25 to win 500, boys. Take a screenshot, lock it in. That's actually all I got for you guys today. I'm going to get this uploaded. Peace.